Bonjour, friends. We are coming to you today from our property in France. During our time in France, we hope to finish working on the Salon room. In 2023, our family embarked on a new adventure in France. This property will serve as a store location for French Farmhouse Flair and our second home. My name is Jessica Lawrence. Come join me on my adventures in France. Get ready for some French farmhouse flair. In today's video, we are going to be fixing up the salon. And in the US, we would call this a living room. So this is what the room currently looks like right now. The wood paneling on the walls really makes the room, I feel like, look very dark and makes the room feel smaller. We would like to lighten up this room and make it feel bigger, and so that is the goal. We also want to take off the wood strips that are along this wall here. It looks like there might have been shelving at some point on the wall maybe. So we want to paint this room. We want to take down the old wallpaper, fix the ceiling, and clean and re-wallpaper the walls. We get started by removing the old wallpaper. Our sons usually come with us on these trips and help out with projects on our property, but they both had prior commitments this time. We are excited though that our daughter and my mom could come with us on this trip. They are both a little camera shy though, so I'll only be filming their hands hard at work. In between taking down the old wallpaper, we sweep up the tile floor to keep our area clean. While we are working on removing the old wallpaper, Mr. French Farmhouse is working on scraping off the old chippy paint on the ceiling, preparing it, getting it ready to paint. My mom is working on removing these glass covers on the doors, and this one's actually broken anyways, so it needs to come off, and these doors need to get painted. So what we'll do is fill the holes and then paint the doors. There's two doors that go into the salon, and they'll both need to be painted. I'm not crazy about the orange glass that they put in this window part of the door. So what I thought I would do just as a temporary solution until we can replace it with clear glass or maybe a frosted glass, I'm going to be using some white spray paint just to make it a white neutral color for now. Mr. French Farmhouse is still scraping away at the ceiling, and he is the only one tall enough to reach it. Even on a ladder, we're not tall enough to reach it, so he gets that lovely job all on his own. But he is tall, he's 6'3", so he can tackle that job while we are busy doing other things. So right now I'm sanding down the wood wall paneling, and I'm going to just get it nicely sanded here, preparing it for painting. And then when I'm done sanding here, I'm just going to wipe everything off, get it nice and clean and ready to be painted. Now that it has been sanded and cleaned, my daughter starts to help me paint all the wood paneling in the room. And it's going to definitely take more than one coat to cover this dark wood paneling, that's for sure. So we'll just get one coat on and keep applying the paint as we can as it dries, and just keep doing as many coats as it takes to cover this nicely. And we don't feel bad about painting it because it's not in perfect condition, so there's definitely even spots that we need to get fixed. So my husband will fix the cracks and fill that in so that when we paint it will look really nice. So here Mr. French Farmhouse is filling those cracks I mentioned, and so we don't have big cracks and gaps in the wood here. So he's going to fill that, and then when we paint it, it'll just look really nice and a nice smooth finish. Thank goodness that we have Mr. French Farmhouse to get all the high stuff for us. So he's painting all this beautiful wide crown molding trim. It's just a gorgeous detail in the room. I love it. My daughter is helping again get more coats of paint on this wood paneling. It's taking quite a bit to cover just because it's such a dark brown color underneath. So we just keep doing coat after coat. And I think we ended up doing 3 or 4 coats, at least 3 coats. I know we did, if not 4. I think we lost count. Yay, the painting is done. And thank you to my mom, my daughter, and Mr. French Farmhouse. All the helping hands made this go so much faster. We also want to thank today's video sponsor, Ink Irma. It's so important when you're doing DIY projects to have the right tools.
Okay, so we have the Ink Irma user manual for the digital tape measure that we received. And one of the nice features on this is that it has a laser built in. And what Jessica and I really like about this tape measure is that, as you can see, I'm not sure if the camera's picking up on it or not, but right now it's in meters, and you can easily switch it to American Standard, to feet. And so if you look at the wall, it's shooting a laser, and you just hit the simple button, okay, and bring it down here, Jess. It's giving it to us in...
I can't see the screen very good.
Okay.
For some reason,
The camera's not picking up
the
because it's so
camera's not
bright.
picking up the screen.
But it's
what
giving it
says on
to
the
us
screen.
in digital and the meters. You can switch it over to standard, saying 9 foot 15/16. The way this laser works for measuring purposes, you bump the tape measure against the wall. You have your laser pointing to the wall you're trying to measure.
Okay, let me turn around here without getting you guys too dizzy. I don't see it. Oh, there it is. Okay.
It's telling me that was 16 foot and 1/4. It shows you your previous measurement that you measured, and then I can switch it over to inches. So it gives me it in inches. It gives it to me in decimal points, and then it gives it to me in meters. So that 16 foot was also 4.8 meters.
Okay.
So, also on the tape measure, if you want to do it manually, the top has it in standard in feet, and the bottom is in metric in meters.
Nice.
So it's been a very nice, versatile tape measure to use here in France, because in America, obviously, we're used to using standard measurements, and everything in Europe is in metric. So
Right.
that's been very helpful for me as we do projects to be able to do an easy conversion into metric for everything we're doing here on our home.
Mr. French Farmhouse continues to measure the room so that we know exactly how much wallpaper to order for the room. We want to add this beautiful French country toile wallpaper to the room, and we needed to know exactly how much because it is pricey, and we wanted to make sure that we had enough of it but not order too much, more than we needed. One paint and wallpaper store we went to said it would take 2 to 3 weeks to get it in. We were so glad that we found this other wallpaper store that said it would only take 3 to 4 days to get it in. We decided to go with the gray and white toile because there is a lot of gray in the tile on the floor, as you can see here. And it is a neutral color so that you can always add different colors through your decor, whether it be pillows, throw blankets, etc. We also felt that the neutral color would stand the test of time and be timeless. Before beginning wallpaper though, we have another project Mr. French Farmhouse is going to tackle here, and that is the ceiling. He is taking a skim coat to it prior to painting the ceiling. He wants a really nice smooth finish before applying the paint. So if you remember when we first started this project, the ceiling was in pretty poor shape and it's looking so much better already. While he's finishing up that project, I'm going to tackle my own project, painting the fireplace surround. I just wanted to give it a nice fresh coat of paint to have it look fresh and clean, and I think it's going to make a big difference. You know, these small details, I believe, make a big difference. So I'm just painting it the same color that it was, just painting it white, and then I'm going to go all the way around, do the whole thing, and then I will also tackle the black painting as well. I don't even know what to call this, but it kind of reminds me of like a garage door because it opens and closes. But if you know the proper name for this closure on the fireplace opening, please let me know in the comments below if there's a proper name for it. There's also a piece of marble that is missing on the mantle on the bottom here. So I'm going to just touch that up with some black paint, kind of sponge it on, letting a little bit of the white show through because there is a little bit of white in the black marble as well. So I just wanted to touch that up. Hopefully, maybe we can find a small piece to replace that someday, but for now, just touching that up will make it blend in and not stand out. Okay, next we're going to add an electric little wood stove just to add some warmth to the room and some nice ambiance, cozy factor, if you will. Next, my daughter decides to tackle painting the exterior door hardware in the salon room as I work on the hardware that surrounds the fireplace and I paint that gold. While Mr. French Farmhouse tackles the medallion on the ceiling, painting the details in gold. It is a beautiful medallion and the gold is just bringing out all the beautiful details on it. My mom already put one good coat on this heat radiator, but I'm just adding a second coat on here just to get a little bit better coverage with it, and then it should be good to go after this second coat here. Mr. French Farmhouse is putting the paste on and getting ready to add the beautiful wallpaper. We're so excited. We can't wait to see what it's going to look like. Oh, all of our excitement quickly turned to a dreaded job ahead of us when we realized that the old wallpaper was coming through the new wallpaper. We could see it, the dark brown parts were coming through the white parts of the new toile wallpaper. So we realized we were going to either have to continue to remove all the old wallpaper, which was very difficult to try to get off in the first place. Not all of it wanted to come off. What to do, what to do. Do we continue taking off the old wallpaper or do we just paint all the walls white so that it doesn't show through? Well, we decided to use our leftover paint and paint white over the wallpaper bits and pieces that were left on the wall so that it would be a quick solution to our problem and we could move on and get this project done. It's looking so good now. We're really happy with it and I love the shape in this French country toile scene on the wallpaper. We found this pretty antique French mirror at the Cider Barn Brocante. I've shared her brocante with you before on my channel, and I love shopping her brocante. This mirror is so pretty, but it was missing some pieces. It's a little broken here and there, so I'm just going to try to fix it and restore it myself. I've never done a project like this before, but I thought I would give it a try. I'm always up for a good challenge, and I think it turned out really nice. So right now I'm just going to paint the whole thing black, all the parts that I replaced on it, and then I will go over with a gold paint like it would have originally had, because as you can see on the parts that are not were not broken have the gold on top of the black. So I'm just going to go over the whole part here where I have fixed and repaired it. After the black paint dried, I was able to go over it with the gold paint. The gold paint I thought was a very nice match to the original gold paint. I'm really pleased how the mirror turned out, and you're getting a sneak peek at my thrifted chandelier. It was missing a few crystals, so I had to do some rearranging. The crystals were all messed up anyways, and they needed to be cleaned, so my mom and I cleaned it and fixed the crystals on it, and it turned out really beautiful. Another thrift store find from the EMA is this coffee table that has a marble top, but it looks like somebody had put some sort of epoxy on top of the marble. So my mom is scraping that off. And while she's doing that, I'm going to be working on these chairs that I purchased from the Cider Barn Brocante. I purchased a set of these two chairs, and they came with two ottomans. I've taken the cushions off of the chairs and the ottomans so that I could clean the chairs. So first I vacuumed them, and now I'm going to be using an upholstery cleaner that I picked up from the store here in France. And I just want to get them really nice and clean, and I really want to get them very wet as well because I have a project I'm planning on doing to these. So I'm getting them all clean first because they had some water stains and looked like they'd probably gotten damaged in the cider barn brocante. They were up in the loft area of the barn, and I think they just gotten wet from probably some kind of leak coming down, maybe a leak in the roof. So while the fabric is wet, you want to go ahead and get it painted right away. I'm using a chalk paint because it's best to do it while your fabric is still wet, and you also want to wet your brush down. And I'm using this chalk paint because it's not as thick as the chalk paint in the US. This is actually pretty runny compared to what I'm used to. So it's the perfect for this type of a project though. Now that my mom is done working on the table, she's helping me with the chairs, and she is putting a French fabric that was given to us by the owner of the Cider Barn Brocante. She had the French fabric already that she was going to reupholster the footstools with because they were missing the fabric. So my mom is going to go ahead and sew these onto the footstool cushions, and then those will be ready to go. We bought some cleaning sponges from the Super U and some floor cleaner, and we're going to just get these old tiles cleaned up because we want to keep the old tiles. We don't want to get rid of them or put a new flooring down. We really wanted to save these old tiles, so we're just going to give them a really good clean. My husband put one of the cleaning sponges on his sander, and so that seems to be working out really well. We're on our hands and knees, and I'm going to go in right behind him and then clean up the cleaner and try to get it as clean as possible before we move furniture into the room. I'll probably go in with the mop and clean it one more time. Please excuse the light bulbs in the chandelier. They're not all of the same wattage, so they're different. Every other one is a little different, and we need to pick up more at the store. And also, excuse, this light was like this when we bought the property. It was missing its glass shade, so we are on the lookout for one of those to replace it. We still need to get curtains for this exterior French doors here, and this goes out into a balcony. But I did find these nice brass curtain tie backs from the Cider Barn Brocante, and I also found the tassels at a thrift store. So I'll be ready to go when I get the curtains, and I'll have the tie backs there. So it'll be nice to pull back the curtains on nice days and open up the French doors. Well, the room is completely done, but we will probably be adding some more furnishings in the future and also an area rug. I think that will help warm up the space, make it feel cozy, and possibly a game table back here in the corner would be nice to be able to play games as a family and with our friends. In the future, it would be nice to have these chairs professionally reupholstered, but for now, they will do, and I feel like they are at least clean and usable in this space. I added green and white toile pillows to each of the chairs and also a green and white throw blanket. And the green just really brought out the green that's in the tile flooring. These little rechargeable little lamps, I feel like they're cute here, but they do look a little more modern than I would like. So I will be on the lookout for maybe some really pretty candelabras to put on either side of the mirror, something very pretty and romantic for this room. And then I just added these religious statues here on the mantle, just keeping it very simple for now, looking for the right pieces to put in this room. Since I have green as my accent color, I went ahead and put my green transferware dishes in my antique French cupboard here, and they have a really pretty bird design on them. I found the dishes at my local thrift store here in my little village, so I was very happy to find those. I hope that you enjoyed the transformation of this room, and here's a look at the before and the after. Thank you so much for supporting my channel, my friends. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I would love it if you would. Until next time, my friends, a biento.